Mark Susnow is a speaker, thought leader, and executive life coach known for his unique ability to inspire others to believe in themselves. He is passionate about life being an exciting journey of discovery. His enthusiastic and inspiring presentations on change, leadership, and conflict resolution have received acclaim from thousands. Audiences have characterized his programs as inspirational, life-changing, and entertaining. Mark has led an interesting life involving multiple transitions. As a former trial attorney for 30 years, Mark was covered by the New York Times, Rolling Stone magazine, Boston Globe, and the San Francisco Chronicle. Mark is also a musician and often wondered what life would be like if he wasn't an attorney. In 2000, inspired by the new millennium, he decided to find out. Since then, he has devoted his skills to helping organizations and individuals develop the strategies and tools necessary to navigate the challenging climate of today's changing world. With that in mind, he has taught leaders how the power of communication can positively transform the dynamics of their organizations. Mark is the author of Dancing on the River, Navigating Life's Changes. He is also a co-author, along with Zig Ziglar and Brian Tracy, of 101 Great Ways to Improve Your Life. Recently, he published the ebook, Discover the Leader Within. Have Mark speak to your group and experience the energy that has inspired audiences time and time again.
Life still is a mystery. We have plans and it doesn't quite work out the way that we thought it would. And what do we do? What do we do? How do we deal with that? How do we deal with that great mystery? And so I looked at that. So often you're disappointed. You thought something was important and you find out it isn't. And I started to think about that there's this invisible web that really connects more than we realize. It brings us together with people that are like kindred souls. I think of this concept of gathering our tribe of kindred souls. We reach out, we connect with somebody, and we realize, wow, we have something in common. We have the same spirit. We care about the same thing. We have the same longings. And that's what we do. We reach out. We find out that there is this web. We have the same values. We want to be loved. We want to love and be loved. And we start to reach out. There's this energy that's connecting us all. And I think the time when I really embraced this great mystery was one New Year's Day. It had been raining in Marin for 3 straight weeks. And the sun started to clear, and these friends had told us that the salmon were running in Samuel Taylor Park. And for some reason, I knew that I wanted to go out there and see that. And so I got up, and I after about 10 minutes, all of a sudden the sun came out. It hadn't been out for 3 weeks, and there was the most incredible rainbow. And as I drove over the hill out into the valley, I came to where my friend told me the salmon were spawning. And I saw a guy by his truck, and I stopped, and I stopped my car, and it was raining, and I said, do you know where the salmon are spawning? And he went like that, over there. And I looked, and I walked from where I was, and I walked down toward that creek, and I saw these incredible reddish salmon spawning in about 18 inches of water. And I thought about how miraculous that was. The salmon that are born at that spot, this was 10 miles from the ocean, were going to make it to the river. We're going to be in an estuary where they got acclimated to the salt water, and then they were going to go in the ocean for a few years, make it back to that same estuary, and the ones that survive make it up to the stream. So I realized there was something else going on, and that was a mystery. And so when you think about there's a mystery, there's also the mystery is in terms of us to really discover what it is that we really want to do. What is it we really want to do? What are we here for? And there's this incredible quote by Mark Twain, who's one of my favorite philosophers. 20 years from now, you'll be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So throw off the bowline, sail away from the safe harbor, and catch the trade winds in your sail. Dream, explore, discover. So what is it that you dream about that you put on hold? What are you going to explore about that dream? And what is that dream? What are you going to explore? What are you going to discover? And there's something that I want to leave you with, that Samuel Coleridge said it in the best way. And what he said was that, what if you went to sleep? And what if when you went to sleep, you dreamed? And what if when you dreamed that you went to heaven, and there plucked a strange and beautiful flower? And what if when you awoke, you had the flower in your hand? What then? What then? You have the flower in your hand. Enjoy it. One day my son brought back a quote from the gym called The Workout. It's really a metaphor. The workout of 25% perspiration and 75% determination. Stated another way is 1 part physical and 3 parts self-discipline. A workout makes you better today than you were yesterday. It relaxes the body, it strengthens the body, relaxes the mind, and toughens the spirit. A workout also is the key that unlocks the door to opportunity and success. Hidden within each of us is an extraordinary force. Mental and physical fitness are the triggers that release this force. A workout is a form of rebirth. You not only feel better, you feel better about yourself. There's another voice going on. And that other voice I call our VIP, our voice of inspiration and praise. It says, yes, you can. You can do that. And that voice, it encourages you. Say, good job. You really handled that well. So often you're with somebody, or I've experienced this anyway, when I'm with somebody and I go, I can't believe I said that. And what did you think you were doing? And that voice goes on all the time. And of course, the other person, he didn't really think anything was wrong. We're so hard on ourselves. We're so hard on ourselves. I remember when I was a lawyer, there was a workshop I did with a group in San Francisco called the Actors Institute. And the participants was someone like myself, trial lawyer. They were comedians, they were musicians, they were politicians. And the last half day, we gave a 10-minute performance. And after the performance, we wrote a written critique of our performance. And each participant also wrote a written critique of your performance. And this went on the whole afternoon. And what everybody noticed was that their critique of their own performance was much more severe, much harsher than the rest of the groups. And the instructor said one thing that I'll never forget. And that was, if you had to hire yourself, you'd never get a job. I wanted to read this novel. I decided that I would read this mystery novel, love mystery novels, on the plane. And I'm reading my book, and the person next to me wanted to have this conversation. I'm sure you've all had that experience where you got the book and there's somebody, they do everything but elbow you, because they want to talk to you and pass the time. And I just didn't want to do that. But this went on for like an hour. It went on for an hour where this person kept giving me the mental elbow. And finally I gave in and I started engaging in a conversation. And all of a sudden he said something that, oh, whoa, it just took me to a different, he shared an experience he had, in which I had the same experience. We just, in the whole trip we engaged, we got off the plane in Austin, he had a connecting flight, I walked with him to the next terminal. And I felt like I met a kindred soul. And when we really learn to listen, right, which is a skill, and that's something that we have to work on, is how to be better listeners. Because what everybody really wants is to know that they're being heard.